this is a collection of pins for over the past 2 and a bit months, I want to say. It might not feel like that for you because I think probably not long uploaded a pin video, but that was a long time ago, that other one. So yes, I've got some very exciting pins to show you, and to be honest, I can't wait to get these up on my boards. There is a lot of fantasy and some Grail pins, so without further ado, let's start. I will start with the authentic first, and then if fantasy's not your thing, we'll do that at the end. So the first pin I got in a live Instagram sale. So if you're looking for a reputable person to buy pins off Instagram, it is Disney Pin Trader UK. She does I think she does this for a living, and she does pin sales. They go super fast, so you have to be like hot on it. And I managed to get this pin. So this was a limited edition one. I'm not quite sure from when. Let's have a look, shall we? So this pin is from 2019, so it's not that old. It's limited edition 3,500, and I'll just put it back on the card so you can see it. And it is, I think it was from like a Dapper Day or the Fine and Dandy Day, I'm not quite sure, but it is this gorgeous, or please excuse my nails, I should have done those before this video. It is this Mary Poppins pin, so it says Fine and Dandy. It's not got any dates on it, which I love, and it's a really gorgeous scene of Mary and the penguins. And yes, I'm excited to add that to my Poppins board. There is a few Mary Poppins pins coming up a little bit later on in the fantasy pin section, but yes, I'm very pleased to have that one. Next one is part of my growing Belle with Books series. I think in the last video I just started this, so I've got a couple more to show you. This is a Artland pin. It's a limited release pin, and it comes with this like card on it, but the way they do it, it's actually poked holes through the card, which is kind of annoying, but it's a pin of this scene here. So she's just sat reading a book, looking up at the castle, and then on the back there is the pin. I hope you can see that because I can't see the frame. But yes, let's see what the back of it's like. So if you don't know what Artland pins are, they sort of took over from Acme. In fact, on the back it says officially licensed pin from Acme Archives Limited. So this might have been when Artland still was Acme. This one, that's the back of it, but the back stamp on the Artland ones are exactly the same. There we go. So it doesn't say like how many of these were made, but I think that's a very nice pin. I like things that are like set in a poster like this one is. So yes, and I'll keep the card and try and display that as well. So where did I get that pin? I think I purchased it off someone in the States, I think. Okay, the next one is another castle pin. If you saw one of my previous pin videos, I had purchased quite a few of these. They're the WDI sort of castle pins. It says Once Upon a Dream, Sleeping Beauty Castle, Hong Kong, Disneyland, Imagineer exclusive, limited edition of 500. And it's a really gorgeous pin. Now it says Hong Kong on the back. If you ask me, I think this is Sleeping Beauty's castle at Disneyland, so it very well could be. But it's a gorgeous picture of Disneyland with some, well, I'm assuming it's Disneyland, but it's a Sleeping Beauty's castle. This is sort of like the pastel variant. It's really pretty, and yeah, so that's definitely going straight onto my castles board, and yeah, it's probably one of my favourites now to go on that board. So we have a very random Pocahontas pin. This is actually part of the 25th anniversary box set that was released on Shop Disney in America. Was it released here in the UK as well? I think it was. But I am awaiting the actual full box set. I managed to work out a trade with a lovely girl that lives in New Jersey, and she sort of helped me get some Pocahontas pins from the past couple of releases there. I managed to do a trade as well, so but this I managed to trade with someone else for, so this is up for trade, but this is just the single Pocahontas one, and that's from the box set. So it's like a headshot with some glitter. It says Pocahontas 25th anniversary. On the back it says limited edition 1400, which I guess is the box LE size. And yeah, so I've got that little pin. We have one of my grails, and I am trying desperately to be a completist of this attraction, and that is the Carousel of Progress attraction. So in one of my last pin videos, I showed you another from this series, and it's part of the 4-pin park pack set, I guess. So this would be the 1940s one. So there's a turn of the century, a 1920s, a 1940s, and then Progress of Tomorrow. And I have, I believe, the Progress of Tomorrow, and then this one, which is the 1940s. And here it is. So there is 4 of these, like I said. It says limited edition of 500. These came out in 2016. They are super hard to find. That is what the back looks like. Yeah, so I have 2 of these now, so I need to desperately try and find the other 2. And yes, I can't wait to have all 4 and then like frame the edges, the corners on my pin board with them. So yes, this is very much never ever leaving my side, and I love this pin. I think I was able to trade for that one. Another marquee, which I'm very excited to add to my pin board. These are released at the Disney Studio Store Hollywood, also known as this Disney Soda Fountain. So these are at the Disney Studio Store Hollywood, is next to the El Capitan Theatre in Hollywood, and they release pins. More of late they've just been doing online releases, obviously because of COVID, but this is one that I've been lusting after and managed to trade for. This is the Aristocats one. So it is a massive pin. I mean, it's on a big card anyway, but if I show you compared to this one, it is huge. So this is going to probably be, I want to say it could be a centerpiece for my pin board of Aristocats. It's a limited edition of 400. This is what it looks like. It is gorgeous. Duchess and O'Malley are pin on pin, and it's very, very cute. The back of it has all these ice creams because of the soda fountain. And yeah, I would love one day to be able to actually go there and look at their pins, and maybe even like line up for a release one day. I think that would be super cool. But yeah, as of now, the Disney Studio Store Hollywood is doing it online, which means pretty much anyone can try and get on and get the pins, which I guess people that used to do it locally and then like stand for pins, buy a few and then upcharge them, probably get quite annoyed about, because now anyone can buy them. But anyway, let's see. The next is another sort of Grail pin that I've been after. This was released maybe, I want to say 2018. I think that's 2019, so it was just last year. Can't believe that. 2020 seems like such a long year now. But this is limited edition of 3000, and this is part of the vintage vinyl set. Now, I am late to the game on this, and I don't want to collect the whole series. I do just want the ones that fit my collection, and this one does. So this is the Mary Poppins vintage vinyl. It's got like the old school drawing on there from the books, and you can see Bert dancing on the chimneys, and then if you just let it fall out, there is an attached vinyl, and it says Walt Disney's Mary Poppins, side 1. There's nothing on the back of it, but it would have been cool if they'd sort of put an actual song title on there, I would have thought. But yes, so I'll display it like that. That's my Mary Poppins one. I do want to get the Aristocats one, but I'm sort of finding it hard to trade for, because I'm trying to get myself out of pin jail at the moment. So that is the Mary Poppins one to add to my collection. What next? Let's do this one. So I got this again on a live sale. This was another Instagram one. I'm trying to feel around in my trolley for the business card. Oh, it's here. It was right in front of me. So another reputable one that again ships to the UK is Alice's House of Treasures. Hashtag Alice's Hot Pin Sales. I believe it might be her and her husband that run it. But yes, they do Instagram live sales again. Some things you have to be quicker for than others, but because I have obscure collections, I was able to get this pretty easily. In fact, I think I missed it. Like, I missed the first showing of it and wasn't able to get it again. But this is part of the Pin Ambassador Inspirations, Mickey's Pin Odyssey. So this was a limited edition pin. I'm just going to read you the back of the card because it sort of explains a little bit about it. These were released in Disneyland. It says, a Disney Pin Ambassador provides strategic direction for the Disney Pin experience and finds new ways for guests and cast members to continue the Disney Pin trading tradition at parks and resorts. So I'm thinking what this is, I'm not totally sure. I think this was like a pin created by a cast member that had some influence on pin trading, creating pins. That's what I think. I'm not overly sure. On the back it's got the Pin Ambassador stamp. It also says Mickey's Pin Odyssey. Let me show it to you because I haven't. But this is what it looks like. So it's Mickey looking out of a spaceship at this sort of picture of Mars, I want to say, and there's like a comet running through. So very cool, and it wasn't until I took it off the back of the card that I saw that it was signed on the back. So I have no idea who that person is. I can't really read this. It looks like 2008 maybe. I will have to look that up. Yeah, it's definitely 2008. Oh, Stephen Miller, it says on the back, limited edition of 1,000. So Stephen Miller, I have one of your pins here. So yeah, I definitely need to look into these a little bit more. I think there's another sort of spacey one. But yeah, that's going to be perfect for my space collection. Okay, next. Again, a complete Grail and one of my favourite places to go to. This is part of the Hidden Disney series. Again, limited edition. So it says, the Hidden Disney Collection celebrates unique experiences, locations and hidden Mickeys found in the Walt Disney World Resort. Let's see what the LE size is before I show you and read the rest of the back. Limited edition of 2,500. And it says Hidden Disney 8 of 12, and this was released in 2006. So, it'll be interesting to see what other ones are in this series. This is my favourite, one of my favourite restaurants, if not favourite, probably my favourite. And I think I've only ever seen 2 or 3 pins of this restaurant. And you know, it's rare that pins are released for restaurants. It's a bit of an obscure thing, but because of the theming, I guess that's why they did it. And that is the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theatre at, well, back then I think it was MGM. Obviously now it's Hollywood Studios, so let's give you a close-up. So you've got Mickey and Minnie riding in their car, and Goofy is waiting on them, and he actually slides up and down to them, which is really cool. It's sticking a bit just because it's on the backer, but very cool. It says Sci-Fi Dine-In Theatre, Disney MGM Studios. The Disney MGM Studios restaurant opened on April 20th, 1991, recreating a 1950s drive-in theatre. Enjoy delicious food while watching classic clips of B-movie trailers. So I absolutely love going there. It really just transports you back into the 50s, and that and the 50s Primetime Cafe are like 2 of the best ones. So that's the back of the pin before they started doing the waffle back on them. So yes, I'm super pleased to get that in my collection. So I have 3 more authentic pins to show you, and then we are into the mother load of fantasy pins. So this one is very different to anything else that I've got, and I got this, well, you'll see when you see the pin why I got it. This is a pin of Baloo from the Jungle Book, and obviously our dog's name is Baloo. That was the name that he was given when we picked him up from Battersea, so yes, we did rescue him. and I had to pick this pin up. So I think this is my second, or was this my first? I think this was the first pin I got that. Yeah, this was the pin. I got this pin like a couple days I think after we got him. But what I plan on doing is like a little photo frame pin board, so like a photo of him and then a couple of balloon pins next to him. So I only like very specific balloon pins, like this one that has the name on. I do have another balloon pin coming to me, so I only want like maybe 2 or 3 pins to put next to a picture of him in a little photo frame. So that is Baloo's first little pin. And then we have 2 Walt Disney World history pins. I'm very excited to get these because these are 2 of the hardest. One of them especially is really hard to find. And these are things that, for me, like, especially if you're a 90s child, you'll remember so well. And I love these piece of Disney history pins. They do them for both Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And basically what they are, it's a pin celebrating either like an element of a bit of structure, or, which sounds weird, which will explain itself in a minute, or an attraction, or a movie. They've done a parade pins, like they've done a lot of different things. So I have a couple of these already, but these were 2 on my list. So the first one is this Downtown Disney one. So yes, I believe I traded for this. I did try and buy one off eBay and it never came, so I had to trade for it. I was super sad. But this is a Downtown Disney one. So as you can see, they have these little bubbles, and in the bubble, they're like a hard plastic, but you do have to be careful with them. They have a little element of something. And on the back it will tell you, what that's from. So, it says, Downtown Disney. The shopping, entertainment and dining district at the Walt Disney World Resort was named Downtown Disney Area in 1996, the year I was born. This area underwent new theming and was renamed Disney Springs on September 29th, 2015. This pin contains a piece of the large overhead traffic entrance signs leading into the area. So some of them are pretty obscure things, like they'll take a piece of like metal and grind it up. This, I can't even really tell what it is because it looked like fabric, but clearly not. I don't know if you'll be able to see like what sort of kind of move around in there a little bit. Let's see what edition size this is. Limited edition 1,500, and on the back it says contains a piece of the Downtown Disney sign. So even if you get them without the card, you sort of can know the history. I do always just like to prefer to have them with the card though. So that is what the back looks like. So that was the first one I got. And then the next one is super hard to find because it's pretty iconic to the parks. It is a Hollywood Studios pin, and it is of the sorcerer's hat that used to stand in front of the Chinese theatre. They no longer have it. But for me, a lot of my childhood photos obviously have this in the background. And in it you can see in the little bubble there is probably a piece of metal in there. So you really get all kinds of different things, but it's kind of cool to have like an element of that, especially if it's like an attraction that no longer exists or may not exist one day. I think like there's a Pirates of the Caribbean one, I've got a couple Muppets ones, I've got a Carousel Progress one, but like I said, there are like some parades that have a piece of fabric from, like Minnie Mouse's costume or things like that. Anyway, let me read you the back of this one. This says, Debuting September 29th, 2001, as part of the 100 Years of Magic celebration, the Sorcerer's Hat became the icon of Disney's Hollywood Studios. It was used as a venue for Disney pin trading and retail sales, and also supported many special events and shows as a backdrop. The structure was officially removed from the park by February 25th, 2015. This pin contains a piece of the iconic metal structure. Again, this is limited edition 1,500. And that is the back of it. So yes, very cool. It's funny because I've got photos, of me as a kid there without the sorcerer's hat there, and then the hat appears and then the hat disappears again in our family photos as the years have gone on. Yeah. So one extra thing I want to show you, I can't remember who gifted this to me. I think it might have been in my Carousel of Progress trade or my vintage vinyl trade. I'm not quite sure, but someone traded and then they included this cute little Mickey Mouse keyring. Yeah, very cute. So I will hang that on my keys. I just thought I'd add that in. So we have a ton of pins. We also have a pin that I created, which is very special. So I will save, should I save that till last? Or should we start? Let's start with it, shall we? So if you don't know, I have started a fantasy pin page, I guess, on Instagram called Magic and Stardust Co. I will link it down below, and I do fantasy pins. So I have a ton of different designs that are sort of waiting to go into pre-sale. If you like Beaker from the Muppets, we currently have a pre-sale we're trying to fill for that. There's a Frozen one, an Aristocats one, so if that is your thing, head over there and catch yourself part of the pre-sale. But this is the one that has gone in production. I have it in my hands and it's really special to see something that you've thought up, designed, you know, had a hand in its making, and then having it in your hands. I also designed the backing card that this is on as well, so a lot went into this. I still have some of these available, so if you are interested, head over to Magic and Stardust Co, or you can head over to my other Instagram pin page, which is Sophie's Pins with a Z on pins, or just comment below and we can work it out. But this is my baby Oyster profile pin. So these are limited edition of 50. That's how many were made. I have A and B grades available, so not all of the 50 are what I'd class as grade A. So this is what it looks like. It's a really nice size pin and I just absolutely love it. The baby oyster is one of my favourite parts of Alice in Wonderland, and on the back you have my back stamp as well, which is very cool to see. So yes, this sort of started my baby oyster collection, and I have a couple more fantasy pin ones to show you in a minute. But yes, if you want to sort of help support a small business me, then I really appreciate it if you check these out. And yeah, that's very exciting. Even if you don't like this pin, make sure you head over to Magic and Stardust Co so you can see what other pins that I have going on in the works. So that is that one. And I will try and link as many of these I can down below. Some of them would have been sold out, but some of them you might be able to still trade for in other places. This next one I got for my birthday. This is another little baby oyster whilst we're at it. So this is a tiny one in comparison to my one. So as you can see, everyone has like a different take on how they do things. This one's slightly more pastel, although I'd say like my one's quite pastel. This is like super pale, but yes, very cute. So we've got those two. I can't quite remember where this one came from, so I'll have to do some hunting for that one. And then we have this one, which is an LE40. Again, I'm not sure. I think this might have been like a French creator. I will link it down below if I can, their Instagram. And this is this baby oyster one. So again, this is a little bit larger than my one. This is probably like 3.5 inches maybe. And it's some baby oysters with a fish. This is the back of it. So it's really interesting to see everyone's take on things. So that's that one. And then I have these two, which again sort of come as a set, I believe. I'll show you them separately. So this is like a 2-pin set. This is by Ohana. And I've got a couple of her other pins here as well to show you. So this is the first one. And this is like a 2-pin in one really, because they've got pins on the back of them and they're held by a chain. So this is this one, very cute little heart attached to it, and you've got 2 baby oysters there, and then on the other one you've got another single baby oyster, if I can get it out of its package. And then this time this one has a pink heart. So that's what that one looks like. So these colours again are more punchy, a bit more, they're even a bit darker than my pin, but not as pastel as, you know, this one. So those are those two little ones are by Ohana. And I think I bought those directly from her. Let's continue with Ohana pins. One of these I believe I traded, and one I think I got. I might have got these both straight from her actually, I'm not quite sure. There's a couple in this series, but these are obviously the characters I collect. So the first one is this Miko one with all these flowers, and he's holding a little biscuit. I love anything sort of floral mixed in with the character. So this has got like orange hibiscuses and like a monstera leaf and another leaf there. Very, very cute. These are LE40. And then this one, which I was so excited to find. I think I purchased this maybe directly from them, I'm not sure. And then I saw someone else's like had the value way higher. So it's all sort of about timing really with things. But this is the Marie one, which is so cute. And again, it's very similar in design, but this time it has pink hibiscus on it. So very cute, and I am super excited to add those into my collection. Should we stay on like a pastel theme? So this is actually a Harry Potter one, so to break it all up, this is from Lapels and Spells, Laser Brain. So this is the person on Instagram and Etsy, laserbrainpatchco.com. They just included this because they're doing lots of jelly beans. You may have seen quite a few people doing jelly bean series at the moment. So like Big Fat Lanyards, the Pin Studio, Poppins Collectibles are all people I follow on Instagram. So if you're looking for Harry Potter pins, they all do them. But this is a pin that I was excited to get, and as soon as I got it, I knew I wanted. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it. That was the pin from Laser Brain. Very, very pretty. And like I said, they do different versions of that in different colours. Next, this was another pin that I got for my birthday. This is by Lola's Pin Kitchen. There's her little card. Came in very cute little wrapping paper. And I sort of want to start a Frozen 2 collection, I'm not sure. But I thought I'd get this pin. It's quite cute. It's got some very gorgeous like enamel detail in it, like in the swirl. But this is of Bruni. It's an LE50. And yeah, very cute. I don't know if it'll be one that I keep, you know, forever, but I thought it was a very cute one if I do start up a Frozen 2 collection. Okay, the next one I got off of eBay, so I'm not quite sure who this is by. It says, it is time to read on the back. This is number 230, so maybe there was only 30 made. And yeah, it's Belle with a book, and it's just like a cutout, very simple pin. And yeah, I think I'm going to probably end up collecting more Belle in blue dress pins. Let's see, I'm trying to go fast because I know I've not got much memory left on here, but the next pin is, I think this is by Ellie's Pin Trading, or Elise's Pin Trading, I'm not sure, but she does this Princess Jacket series. I do want to get the Ariel, but I managed to snag myself the Pocahontas when there were extras. So this is what it looks like. So you've got Pocahontas like in modern day, a jean jacket, and it's got all these little things on her jacket like Miko and Flit. You've got her compass. Then on her sleeve it says Pocahontas on it. So she does a ton of different princesses, and obviously I had to get Pocahontas. And then I got this one from Alice's Wonderland. This is part of her D series. And yeah, this is the Steamboat Willie one. She does a ton of like different scenes from films and things, and yeah, very cool. So I had to get that one for my Steamboat Willie collection. I then have 4 pins from, I think it's, what is her name? It's like Stella's Pin something. Is it on the back? No, I will link it down below or annotate it on screen. But this was part of her. She does primarily Mary Poppins and Cinderella pins, but I do know she's branching out a bit. But I had to get these. So these came in 2 sets, and I just had to bite the bullet and get them. So they're these headshots of the characters from Mary Poppins. So you've got Mary and Bert. Oh, if I can show you. So this is the Mary and Bert one. They are super cute and I think will look really good in a pin display. So I got those then. They're quite nice sized pins as well. And then I also got the Jane and Michael to go with it. In fact, when the Jane and Michael came out, I knew I had to get the Mary and Bert as well. I do hope she does like a Mr. and Mrs. Banks to add to this, because I think that would be really nice. But like the elements at the bottom, like the detail is just really, really cool. So that was those 2. Then this is probably the favourite that I got. As soon as I saw that there were extras for this, I knew I had to get it. This is by Red Sunflower Pins. She does some amazing pins, and this is part of her Longing series. She added a little sticker in, which is very cute. So that's a sneak peek of what it is, and it is obviously the Pocahontas Longing Pin LE50. It is a massive honk of a pin, as you can see. And this is it. Like, pictures do not do this pin justice, so I'm hoping film does. But look how gorgeous. There's like pearlescent details up here, and if you've seen this series, it's a really popular series, and I just think it is beautiful. I love the colours, and obviously I needed it in my life. It was an expensive pin, but I love it, and I did let go of one of my more expensive Pocahontas Authentics to help fund this, so that was that. And then finally, this is probably my joint favourite, and I'd love to get more from this creator. This is, I believe, a Hong Kong creator. Let me get her card out. It came super nicely packaged. I will link it down below because I can't, like, it's Japanese. I'm not quite sure what characters it would be in for Hong Kong. I'm not sure. But she wrote a super cute little note on the back. I'm assuming it's a she, I'm not quite sure. And this was the Aristocats Pin. So it came in this box, so everything was nice and protected. I was super pleased with that. So basically, she does piece of Disney history inspired pins, but hers are huge. Let me get you an authentic one just to show you. So this is just the size of a normal piece of Disney history. They're pretty big pins anyway. This is the size of the jumbo, so they're massive. This is a limited edition of 66 apparently, and what's super cool about these is you can choose the frame, the cell that goes in it. So the outside frame is all the same, but the picture inside is what makes them unique. And I chose this one because it's got all the kittens and Duchess, and it's not a scene you see very often. It's a scene where they hitch a ride on the back of a truck. So that is what it looks like. Very cute. And you can see like the cell through to the back. It does have locking hinges on it, so I need to try and get those off. But yes, that is that. Like I said, you get the postcard with it, with the note. You also get a button and some stickers and a coaster with the picture that you chose on the inside. So that is what I chose. So yes, super, super blown away by this designer. They are expensive. This whole like set was like $125, but they are gorgeous, and this was part of my birthday present back in August. So yes, that was my big haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. Let me know if you want to see more Disney pin videos, and make sure you hit subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.